So hello guys, welcome back. So in this section, we're going to discuss about the components. Okay. So we are going to discuss almost the important things I'm going to discuss in this components. Okay. So whenever I'm pressing, it's taking some time. Don't know why. Okay. So go to alerts. So this alerts is something very important. You cannot create. I do not say you cannot create, but you haven't created these alerts till now, okay, in this course. So how it will be like is the live example. So whenever I press this, you see the magic. Okay, show live alert. I'll press this, and you will be triggering a message. Nice, you triggered this alert message. It will be like this. Okay, so we can cross mark this so that it will go again. Okay, it will close again. So you press, you close. Okay, this is something called alert. So how to create this alert? So it would be very easy to create alert using bootstrap. Fine. So this is something related to button. This is a button. Okay, so let me create a button first. Okay, so how to create a button? Okay, so you know how to create buttons, right? Let me let me remove all the things inside the body. Okay, let me go back to here. It's empty now. Fine. So come back to here. So how to create a button? For creating the button, you have a keyword called button. Okay, so the type equals button. So whatever you write here, the same will be reflected for the button, isn't it? So let me write like press here. Okay, fine. So let me show you the preview. This is the button. Okay, press here. So this is the basic button which we have studied till now. Okay, so we'll do it like this. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll first we need to have this blue background, isn't it? So this is something, the primary button, the size you can see, the text and all. Okay, for that you have to include, for the buttons, when whatever the classes you use for the buttons. Okay, sorry, so whatever the class you use for button, there should be starting with btn. Okay, that's definitely starting with btn. After that you need to write okay, btn button. Okay, so let me show you how it looks. See, you can see the change for then and now. So the background has been gone if you create a class btn now. Okay, so you can still click here. Okay, so now what? So after using btn, it will be like plain text, but it's a button. Okay, so class would be button, and let it be primary. Button primary would be something looking like this. Okay, button btn primary. See, another thing to keep in mind, you cannot use btn hyphen primary without using btn class. Okay, without using btn class you cannot use anything else here. Okay, so go back to here. So this is something like this now. Okay, so here you can see if button primary is something which is rounded here in the edges. You can see in the edges, you can see it's been rounded off. Okay, and it's the primary, the primary color, and the text would be something white, and the background would be the primary color. Yeah, this is something which will happen with using class button primary. So this is the way you need to, most of you guys are using it like you are just copying the bootstrap thing and you are pasting it over HTML and you are seeing the preview. So that should not be the case. Whenever you are using a new class, you need to see each and every the change to which it's happening. So what most of you guys are doing, You're just copying this all thing. So if I like this, you are just copying it and you are pasting it here, and you are seeing what's happening in the background. So it should not be the case. You need to know each and every uh, property of the class. Okay, so in order to know, it should be the correct way to do the things. Fine. So it's done. Okay, so you have created a button which is looking like this, something like this. Okay, so if you want the spacing and all, you have to keep it in div. Right, the div is used for spacing. So what I'll just do, I'll create a div. Okay, so inside the div there is an id live alert placeholder. So why we have used a separate div for this? Do you know why we have used? So this div is empty. You can see here this div is empty. There is nothing written in this div, but we are creating that. I'll tell you why we are creating. Okay, I have created a division. Okay, so there will not be any change here. If you see, there is no change for the div there, isn't it? But I have created an empty div. So this is where if you press something over here, this div, okay, this div will get some alert. Okay, this div will give some alert for us. Okay, so now what else we can do? What we have to do, if we use this id, so what is this saying? It is the placeholder. It's nothing. This id is used for placeholder. Okay, it will have some space for this division, and the message will be triggered over there. Okay, fine. So this is the use of that. Okay, so even if you paste it now, okay, if you go over here, there's nothing change because we haven't linked this button to this div yet. Okay, so what else we have to do? We have to give an id here, live alert button. So what is this saying? This is saying that this button is a live alert. Okay, fine. So let us give this id. So what this id will do, this is saying that this button is live alert. So where is this live alert going? This is going to show some alert in live alert placeholder. Fine. So let me have this id over here. Okay, so this is something which happened till now. So you have given the id, given the class, given the type. So what happens if you know um, get some um, thing over here? Okay, nice, you have triggered, here it is. So this is how you need to create a live alert divisions. Okay, this is all about the explanation. But if you want this to be in live action, okay, if you press how many times, the same times it will be triggered. Okay, so you have to be good with JavaScript. Without using JavaScript, you cannot use this live alert button. But the thing is here, you just came to know what are these IDs doing, right? So if you give this, like if you are familiar with JavaScript, then you have something for this alert message and type. Okay, we're giving it division, and there is a class this, and this is the type. So and here we are appending this wrapper. So whenever we click, the functionality would be this alert. Okay, success. Fine. Yes, nice, you trigger this alert message. So yeah, this is the alert which is coming for this function. So with using bootstrap we can enable this functionality. But you just came to know what's this id, what's this type, what's this class, what's this id now. Fine. Next thing, next, go to badger. This button is very much important. Let us go there. Before that, let me show you this badge. Okay, so this is the badge. Okay, So we have to keep the badge in span. You already learned the span, right? So give a span and give some name for that. And inside the span, you have to give a class with badge secondary. Okay. So what's happening here? There is something which is happening here. So this is for h1, h2, h3, and so on. So without using h1, h2, or anything, let me show you this. Okay. So let me write a para with saying welcome to self study. Okay, so let me keep this self study in span. Okay, span. So let me cut it over here, paste it over at the end. So this is badge, so we have to specify this as badge. Fine. So what's happening now? Let me show you. Welcome to self study, but this is something in white color. So what I'll do, I'll change the background to something primary. Okay, if I change it to primary, it will be blue, I guess. Yeah, so these two are something looking really crazy, so let me change it to secondary as given in here. Fine. Yeah, this is good now. So welcome to self study. This is badge. Okay, badge is something this self study is a bit different when compared to welcome to. Here you can see it's a little, and it's mainly used here. You can see a new, right? So new tagline, you are seeing so many where you are seeing at so many web pages, isn't it? So this badge is used something for this. Here you can create a notification button. you know this is a button with class primary, same button which I have created for live alert. And the thing is, here 4 is in span and it's a badge. Okay, so badge, it's the basic, the important thing here. Okay, so I'll show you, wait. So it would be something very interesting now. Let me create a button quickly. You know how to create a button, right? And let me give it like messages. Fine. So it's messages, it's saying messages. So whenever I show you, it will be something like this. So let me give the class to be btn, isn't it? So first of all, type equals button. Okay, and class equals btn. Fine. So let me go back to here. Let me show you. Yeah, so messages. Fine. So this is something class equals btn, and here I'm going to make this after messages I want to keep how many messages you are getting. So using you know what JavaScript, you can change the numbers with some logic, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to make a span, and 11 messages has been popped. Okay, let me go there. Messages 11. This is a span. So how will it get to know? So I'll make it class equals badge. Okay, fine. Let me go back to here. This 11, we're not getting. Where is 11? Okay, so class equals badge. So let me make the background like the secondary, which I have done for the previous thing. So let me go here. Yeah, messages 11. So this is a button. So what else I can do? I can give this btn to be what, primary. Okay, you can also give secondary, but the background of span will get mixed. Okay, primary. Let's go back here. Yeah, this is how basically this span will be used. Okay, I hope you get it clear now. These are the basic functionalities of span. You can see. So on our mobile phones, you can see messages which will be popped up in a span saying 11 messages, 12 messages, or 0 messages, something. So this is something which you can do now. Okay, so we can position it. Okay, this 99 plus is getting positioned over here. No, this rounded pill, what it will do, it will round up the thing, and background is danger. Okay, so I'll do this rounded pill. Okay, I'll show you this for this button, this messages button. So inside busy primary, I'm sorry, for this span I'll be rounding it, and you're going to see that, yeah, this is rounded, you can see. And you can also position it at the top, translate middle. Okay, so the badge top 0 start 100. So what this will do, you can see now, this will go to top. So let me keep it at the start. Okay, before badge only I'll keep this. You can keep it anywhere. Okay, here it is. And let me do this, is position absolute. Using this it will be positioned, you can see now. So where is it? um, Let me show you this. Where is the 11? Position absolute, it's getting over there. So translate middle. So you can use each and every of this. Okay, so translate middle, what this will do. So basically you need to know about each and everything. So you have to do experiments by removing some, by keeping some. It's at the top, it's going down there, busy danger. I have given some different background, surrounded pill. So this is inside a span. So there's something, there is another span for this. Okay, so this thing is getting in another span. So inside button we have spans, unread messages. Okay, so you can copy this and paste it, and you can try to remove some classes, you can keep some classes. The button, it's here, but inside that we have two spans which is saying 99 plus unread messages. Okay, so if I increase this, it will be something, yeah. So here it is, new alerts span, this for alerts, fine, here it is. So we have two spans, one is saying the span for 99 plus, and this is visually hidden. So unread messages, it's hidden. So where it can be used, it's used in again JavaScript. Okay, so you cannot it's none of our business to see this, but it's something here. And for the button we have different class, position relative. So if I copy this, it will be positioned relatively with the the span. Okay, so where is the button? Type equals btn primary. So let me position it relatively, and here you can see these two are relative. Now I have missed it. Okay, so this is something very important. If you give this class, the span inside this and this class will be something relative. Okay, so according to this relation, it will be at the top 0 start 100. you know uh, you can give bottom 0 start 100, so that it will come over here. Okay, so you can play around with these things. Okay, so at the end 100 start 100, you can see. So you already know rounded pill means what, translate middle badge and everything, right? So this is very interesting to look. You can see this rounded thing. So here it is visually hidden. No, not visually hidden. There is something rounded circle. Yeah, using rounded circle, we'll get the circle. Okay, and there are some backgrounds. Just give me a second. So go to here. So there are some background colors. So what we need to do, BG primary means this background color. Here you can see. Secondary also you have seen, isn't it? We have already seen primary and secondary. So what success is this green color. Danger means red color. Warning is something this uh, orange or yellow shade something. And since the white color will be mixing in this, we have changed the text to dark. This is for info, this is light, this is dark. You already know that. These are pill badges. You know, this is something a span, but it is rounded here. You can see. So it's the class rounded pill. We have already used this in the button, but this is something which the rounded pill will do. Okay. So yeah. So let me increase this. We have seen the badges. Let's go to buttons. We can group the buttons. We'll also go there. Give me a minute. It's loading. Yeah. So this is a rounded pill. Okay. So coming to buttons, we can have different types of buttons here. Primary, secondary, success, danger, warning, info, light, dark. So this is something link. This is a button, but it's like a link button. Okay. So just type button. Class BTN is must for everything. And here button primary, secondary, success. We have already seen this button primary. You have already seen button secondary. You have already seen. You can go with this. Okay. And here is button link. This is not actually link. Link should be something with EA, right? But it's not link. It's a button which is viewing like link. Okay. So you can see here these type of buttons. So this is a submit button, but the thing is you can do the things with button primary. Okay, the class is button primary, is referring to its own hash. Okay, role is button, and submit button, submit reset. Okay, fine, the values here. So these are something very interesting. Now you can see this is button outline primary. So what it will do, it will be transparent. Whenever you hover over that, then the thing would be primary. This is secondary, success. Whenever you hover over that, this light means this thing. Okay, light. Fine. So these are again something which you can you know do. So let me show you this. Okay, fine. So let me create a button. Okay, so I'll name this button as outline button. I'll just name it as outline. Okay, so this is a button. Type, what's the type? Button. Fine. So what it will be looking like, it will be looking like this. Let me break the statement over here. Okay, fine. This is something like this, and let me create a class which is btn. Fine. So until now you know everything, and if you want this to be outline, you have to use btn hyphen outline outline hyphen whatever you want. Let me primary, secondary, success. I just want to use light. Okay, it's something interesting to see. Here you may not find the button because we have used light, right? But whenever we hover over here, you can see outline button. Okay, so this is outline, but in order to make it look something attractive, let me use primary. Primary is a bit attractive in case of outline. Here it is outline. Yes, fine. So this is the outline buttons. So sizes, you can have large buttons, large button with primary secondary colors, small button with primary secondary button colors. So how to use that? btn lg means button large, btn hyphen lg. You can use this class to be used for large buttons. You see it on your own. I'm not going to code this. And it is small, btn hyphen sm would be small. Disable state, you cannot press these buttons. So this is something you know again very important. Sometimes whenever you fill forms, um, you will see the submit button to be disabled for some time until you fill all the required columns. Then only the button will be in enable state. Until then the button will be in disabled state. You have seen such things, right? So that can be achieved by the disabled state buttons. Okay, so here is button large, this is button primary, and here is disabled. Disabled means it will be disabled. So how to use that? Let me use another button now. Let me break over here and let me create a new button. Okay, let us name it like a button. Okay, so type would be button. Okay, and class btn. Okay, and let me use button large also, and let me use it to be primary, btn primary. You can also memorize these things. Okay, if you practice a lot, you will memorize these things. Disabled. Okay, this is the keyword disabled. So whenever you go over here, there is a button but you cannot press. You can press this button, you can press this button, you can press this button, but you cannot press this button because it's disabled. Okay, this is the use of disabled keyword. Okay, this is also something related to bootstrap. Now this is also something related to this link. In the links also you can use disabled, but it comes with area disabled. Okay, this is a link. If you want to use the disabled button, you can use the button with let me show you this. Yeah, you can use the keyword disabled for buttons, but for the links you have to use um, disabled area hyphen disabled. Okay, equals true. If you give it false, then everything will be normal. If you give area disabled to be true, then the link will be disabled. Fine. So here this is the block button. Sometimes in the ads you will see, right, Facebook and a button from left to right in the ads, right? It's very annoying to see these type of buttons in the ads, but you can create this type of buttons using block. Okay, here is type button, btn primary. Here it is dgrip gap 2. This is the division inside which we have created two buttons. So this is something which is used for this type of grid buttons, I mean block buttons. Okay, okay, fine. So yeah, here are different types of buttons again here. Okay, it's toggle button, active toggle, disable toggle button. So you can see this link. You can also have so many descriptions for what is toggle, what is it dispose. You can read this. Okay, you can experiment on your own. And the thing here is card. So card is also something which we haven't seen till now. Okay, so what's this card? This is the card title you have, and you have card description, and you have image of the card, and here is the button or link. This is basically link in the type of button. If you press here, it will go somewhere. Okay, it's redirecting to the same page now, but yeah, this is something which a card look like. So you can see the coding here. There is a division. Okay, there is styling. There's a class called this one, card image top. So what this will do, whenever you insert the image, it will the image will go to the top of the card, and it will occupy all the width of the division. Okay, it will occupy the width of the division. Okay, the next thing, next, there's the card body. This whole thing is the body. Okay, this whole division is the card body. Inside card body, you can give headings, you can give paragraphs, you can give links or buttons or whatever you want. So this is something which is built like this. Okay, this is how you have to build cards. Okay, so you can see so many types of cards here. Okay, you have groups. We'll discuss about this in the lists. Okay, so here button group, I haven't explained you this. Yeah, here this is the whole single button, but it is comprised of three different buttons: left, middle, and right buttons. Okay, so not only three, you can give any number of buttons you want. Okay, this is how you need to give. So here is the class button group. So this class will group the buttons. Okay, so here is left button, middle button, and right button. Left, middle, and right. Here is button primary. So all they are button primary. So all the buttons are in you know blue color. The thing is, the class button group will group these buttons inside the division. Fine. So this is how you will have again active. If you give a button to be active, then it will be like this. Okay, you cannot press this. Okay, it's always active. If you press this, you can hover over this and click and keep it like that. It's the active state. Okay, it's not an active state now, so it's always in active state. Okay, you can do something like this by giving the keyword active. You can see different colors for this, right? This is the danger color, this warning color, the success color. Danger, warning, and success. All this kind of things. This outline, isn't it? Outline primary, all of these are outline primary. Here you can see button outline primary. So basically what he's saying here, it's basically button group means it will group the buttons. Fine. I've seen the card. Let's go to drop downs for a second. Yeah, here is a drop down button. You already know the drop down button, right? So all the drop down buttons will take somewhere else. So since taking into some other links, it is keeping us in the same link, since he had kept hash here. Okay, there are the names action, another action, something else here, action, another action, something else here. So these are the drop down items. So whenever you keep a class to be button secondary drop down toggle, then it will be something looking like this. So we can see a lot of things over here. It's very simple, this sizing large button, small button, and keeping these buttons to be drop down boxes. So here it is something separated link, isn't it? So how can you get that? You can see here it's something different than the normal things. You can go through all this stuff. Okay, it's not a big deal, you can go there. Okay, so this is something related to lists. You have the lists like this, but there is no tables around these lists. Okay, so in order to get lines around this list, what you need to do, you need to give a class list group for the list. So give me a sec. Yeah, let me create a list. Okay, so let me create a list. Let me first create a do. No, I'm sorry. Let me create a break statement. Okay, so the break is something that should be like this, but I'm not showing you like this. Okay, I'm typing it. So you should use the break in such a way. Fine. So let me create another list inside which we have a list. Fine. So first item, this would be second item. Okay, this would be third item. Sorry, fine. Whenever you go over here, you can see first item, second item, and third item in the unordered list. Fine. So where is it? Yeah, here it is. Basic example. So whenever you use this list group class, okay, what happens? You can see unordered list to have a class. What's this class? List group. Let me go over here. So what's happening now? List group means the dots which is present before has gone. Okay. So this is what a list group is doing. Fine. So whenever you use the class list group items, so it is indicating that it is present inside the unordered list. Okay. This class list group is a class and list group items are the items. So I need to clarify you one thing. Just give me a second. I'll tell you. Okay, fine. So let me go over here. Here you can see. Okay. So what this basically doing is whenever I use a class here and whenever I'm not using the class over the list, so what it is doing, it is taking something like, you know, whenever I write like first item, so what is happening? First item. Okay, so it is taking the lists like this without using any classes for the inner lists. So you keep it in mind. So whenever you use the class, so here is list group, so you have to use the same class here, list group, but instead this is not the class of unordered list or anything. This is the class for element, so we are giving item. So if you use like this is something like this. Fine. So again you'll have list group, everything is in list group. Item, if you give active and you give arena current to be true, the thing always in a primary color, you can see here. Okay, and you know this color is something different. It's light here and it's dark over here if you observe it carefully. Okay, and also disabled item means if you use a disabled, okay, list item space disabled and area display disabled to be true, then the item would be disabled like this. Okay, this is something lighter, very lighter color, right? Yes. And you can see here this is a link, so you can also use links. It's not a big deal for you to know. Okay, it's all again a normal things. Okay, this is the unordered list in which you know there is no there's some spacing, I guess. No, list group flush. Okay, this you can see it's numbered. uh, to be numbered you have to use ordered list. Okay, so whenever you use class list group, so what happens, I'll show you. Yeah, so instead of ordered list, unordered list, I'll use, I'm sorry, it's not 0, it's O. Okay, fine. So even if you use ordered list, you can see there's no numbering, isn't it? So if you want numbering, you have to include numbered. Okay, so what you need to include, list group, again not for the same list group. Okay, list group numbered, it's numbered. Fine. So if you use like this, the things will be numbered. Fine. So whenever you use class list group, even if it's ordered list, there will not be any numbers. Okay, fine. So you can see a lot of things if you go down. Okay, you can do that, you know, like this. So you can play with these things. Okay, in the same way we have nav bar, navs and tabs. You can go over there and you can see a lot of stuff over here. Okay. navs and tabs, you can go here. It is a navigation bar, so you can give an unordered list, okay, and you can give the class name to be nav, okay, the total unordered list to be nav, and the class of the list to be nav item. So what happens then? Everything will be in navigation bar. Okay. So something to be disabled, you have to use disabled. Okay. If something to be active, you have to use active. And you can see there a lot of content. So the thing is, the class now will tell you, will tell the HTML page that everything should be in navigation bar. Okay, fine. Vertical. Yeah, here is vertical. This is the vertical navigation bar. Is now, but the thing is flex column. Okay, so everything will be in vertical. You can see these things disabled, this is active, something like this. So for this you have to use area current page. Okay, for everything, if it is a navigation bar, then everything should be uh, you know inside a anchor tag, because it's a link, and if you press over this it should redirect to some other page, right? This is support and everything. So you have to use the class nav for the navigation bar, is navigation links. Fine. So is active, here is link, disabled. You can see so many things. This is larger, you know, nav fill. So what will happen? Nav fill, this will happen. Okay, now justified. Fine. Now justified means everything is from top to bottom or something like this. Okay, you can study this and you can know about all these things. So this navigation bars is also something important which you need to focus. Okay, fine. So this is something which you can do on your own. Here you can see how to insert this image. This is the source. So whenever you press this source, I mean you copy this and paste this in the browser, you can see this. Okay, it is very simple for you guys. And here it is. If you press this, there will be the drop down box, and here is the drop down link. So there's a lot of functionalities over here which you can see over here. So it is very simple, guys, trust me. It is looking so complex, but by pressing this you will have this, by pressing this you will have this. Thing is, this is a nav bar. So this is the nav bar extended. Okay, how is it extended? With nav bar light. Okay, so the container should be fluid, and here you can have at the last action another something else. So where is it? At the ending of the drop down link, inside the drop down link. And these are all the unordered lists present in here, and we are using it LG, like it is a nav bar, but is the expanded nav bar. So toggle icons, active links, every link is referring to its own. So there are so many things which you need to know. So just concentrate on this and spend your valuable 5 to 10 minutes on this, so everything will be clear for you. It's very simple, just you need to be conscious. That's it. So at the rate username, how this at the rate can be here, you know you can just give at the rate inside the span and the add-on one. So you have different IDs, classes, types, and so on. So here is containers and all the stuff. Okay, so what I suggest, you need to go each and every component here. Okay, the drop downs, the lists, the models, the nav bars, the tabs, the alerts, the badge, everything, the card also you have to practice. So simple thing, you have to see the class, you have to understand the class, you have to use the class, you have to play around with the class, and you will get to know each and everything. So as I already told you, you no need to memorize anything. You open the bootstrap, you go to the documentation, and you can just copy and paste the classes. Okay, you can easily copy and paste the classes if you know their functionalities. Okay, So this is all about the component space. Okay, so here and again everything is in alphabetical order. Here if you see A, B, C, D, L, M, N, so everything is in order. Okay, so the thing is, it's not like going from top to bottom. Okay, you can come from anywhere. Okay, here just given in alphabetical order. Okay, so this is all about this component space. So let's meet in the next lecture, guys. Thank you.